Hello people, with us in the midst of the American presidential primary elections, I thought we'd give this game a go. It's the Political Machine 2016 and quite simply the aim of the game is to become the next president of the United States of America. There is a multiplayer function, but we're just going to play the single player version. These are your opening settings. You can adjust the game length all the way up to 52 weeks. We're just going to start with a short campaign, 21 weeks. Starting funds, I've ramped all the way up to 200% to make things a little bit easier. With this our first playthrough, it means you don't have to worry about fundraising and stuff so much. Difficulty, we just stuck on easy. By default, things like state population and the state wealths are based on real life figures. You can randomise them if you so wish, but we'll stick with the real life figures. Of course, there's two main political parties in America, the Republicans and the Democrats. You can have a choice of playing either one of the parties. So these are Democrats, some names are well known. Al Gore, Bill Clinton, Bernie Sanders, some less known, at least to me, in the UK. And then we've got the Republicans ones underneath, again some well-known figures, Jeb Bush, Donald Trump, Chris Christie, and again some less known people. We are going to play probably the most controversial Republican candidate in this election, called Donald Trump. You do also have the option to make a customised candidate, and we'll probably do that in a future playthrough, but we're going to stick with Donald Trump. And of course he's got to have a Democratic opponent, and I think we'll go for Bernie Sanders. So it's Sanders versus Trump for president. Okay, so here we are, the political map of the United States. It's a turn-based game, so don't worry too much about what your opponent does. You don't have to get too ahead of him really, except for a couple of occasions, and I'll explain them when they come up. So we'll go through the menus. Down the left-hand side you've got various map options. The first one is polling data. Blue is Democrats, red is Republicans, greys are states that aren't swinging either way. Awareness is how aware the voting public are of your candidate. Of course, if they haven't heard of you, then they're not going to vote for you, basically. At the moment, only our home state of New York has Donald got any real awareness. But as the game progresses, we will gain more awareness, hopefully. Otherwise, we're going to lose. Electoral votes. For those who don't know how the United States presidential election system works, each state has a number of electoral college votes depending on the size and population of the state. So for example, California has 55, Texas has 38, Florida has 29. In comparison, somewhere like Michigan only has 16, somewhere like Connecticut only has 7. So obviously these big states with the most number of electoral college votes are important. Because, for example, if we win Florida, we get 29 votes. That if we win, say, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine, we still have got less electoral college votes than we would for just winning Florida. So getting these states that are in the darker colours is important. State wealth, we don't have to worry too much about it. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I deliberately upped the amount of money we started with, so we didn't have to worry about fundraising too much, and obviously Donald's well off as it is. But if you are going to do fundraising, you're better off doing it in the brighter colour states because it's a richer population, therefore you'll be able to raise more money. And finally we have strategy planning. To win the election you need 270 electoral college votes. So if things had turned out as they are here, Donald would win with 295 votes. If, for example, he lost Florida, he would lose because he would only have 266 votes compared to 272. And so it's basically a planning. You can kind of plan your strategy. I don't worry about it too much, but the tool is there if you need it. So Bernie has made his move. What are we going to do? Let's get rid of this political strategy overlay. Okay, so there's various things you can do in each state, and to get to a state you click on your candidate and then right click on the state that you want him to go to. We're going to start off in Florida because it's an important state for us, 29 votes. And it is kind of what they call a swing state. Texas tends to go to Republicans, and that's got a high number of 38 votes. California's got 55 votes, but always sides with the Democrats. So we're not going to really bother with California. But Florida's definitely going to be an important state for us. So when you get into the state, there's various options you have. You can create an ad, you can give a speech, you can do fundraising, or you can build a HQ. There are various types of buildings you can build. You can have campaign headquarters, which you use for fundraising. A consulting office generates political capital, which you use to get political opportunities, which are very important for winning the election. And probably, in my opinion, the most important one is an outreach centre. And this generates PR clout, which lets you get endorsements from various groups. And from experience, this is the ones that you want to get. So we'll build one of them. And then we'll give a speech. Here, you can see the issues that are important for the people in the state. You can see our how we're doing in the polls. So at the moment, the Democrats are up by 2 points with 12 points. Of 12%, of voters undecided. How aware the two candidates are, so they're not very aware of either of us. The state wealth, which is of course important if you're fundraising, and electoral college votes. So we'll give a speech, and this is all the issues, and this is how whatever you choose will affect the various groups. And you can say you favour, you oppose, or you can go a bit negative against your opponent and say your opponent favours or your opponent opposes. I'm going to try and stay away from doing a negative campaign. So I'm going to go, I favour fighting ISIS, which is always a popular platform to be on. You give the speech, and I've got a 2% boost in the polls. Everything you do takes stamina, and once you run out of stamina, you can no longer do anything in this turn, so you have to go to the next turn. And like I said, because, see, Bernie's come down to Florida now. So we're going to create an ad. And you can either have a print ad or a TV ad. TV ads obviously cost more. Initial expense $450,000 compared to $50,000. And they have a larger weekly expense, but of course they reach more people. So a speech is like an instant effect. Ads that should keep reminding the voters of your standpoints and issues and principles after you left the state. Support for Israel is popular across the board, so we'll do a TV ad, create ad, and it's done. Okay, so where are we going to head to next? Let's have a look at the electoral votes. Texas is another important state for us, so let's fly over there. And we will build an outreach centre, so I really want to get some of these endorsements. We will create an ad. Green jobs seems popular here, and we can do nothing else this turn. And this is what I was saying about when sometimes you have to beat your opponent. There's a political opportunity in Missouri. Travel there before your opponent notices it. The political opportunities are shown by question marks, and I am going to show my complete lack of United States geography by saying I haven't got a clue where Missouri is. I've just flown to Kansas by mistake. And there it is. There's Missouri, for those of you who don't know like me. But as you see, Bernie's beat me to it. So hopefully next time we'll get there. While we're in Kansas, we're miles ahead, so nothing to worry about there. Let's go back to the electoral votes. Arizona. Yeah, let's go to Arizona. We'll do some fundraising while we're here just to show you how the fundraising works. Basically just click funds, and I've raised $46,000. We'll give a speech. It's going to be ISIS because that's the only one that's really popular. And that's at the end of the turn. Before we go into the next turn, I'll just go through these things up here. These are the popular vote. So at the moment, 43% of the populace are voting for Republicans, 44% for Democrats, and on that, with 13% undecided. And on that, you think it's quite a close race. But because of the way that the Electoral College voting system works, like I explained, some states have many more Electoral College votes than others. Things are further ahead than this data would suggest. And at the moment, remembering that 270 is the number of Electoral College votes that you need to win the presidency, Bernie would win the presidency, and of course we would lose. Down here you have the top voter issue. So resettlement of refugees is a top issue with 11.1% of voters. We're ahead of Bernie at 7.3% to 3.8%. And for most of the top ones, we're ahead of him. It's probably when we get down to here that he starts pulling away. So these ones down here, which are more democratic issues anyhow, so abortion rights, higher minimum wage, they're kind of things that Republicans would never really have as their main issues. So the top big ones we're ahead on, but these ones down here, this is where he's getting ahead of us. Let's go end the turn. We'll see the news. The news will come up in a bit. I'll show you that when that comes up. Let's go to our next state. And as you can see, our awareness is starting to... Where's it gone? Starting to increase. At the beginning of the game, it was only New York that people are aware of us. What's up here? Oregon, they're quite a way ahead. Washington, they're miles ahead. I think we're going to visit them. I think we're going to have to go to Washington. Even though the Democrats are quite a bit ahead. We'll build a HQ. And this time I think I'll go for a consulting office. And we'll give a speech. And legalisation of marijuana is popular in the state. So we'll give it about that. And that's given us a nice boost. And that'll be the end of the turn. While we're here, we'll create an ad. Let's go a little bit negative, shall we? My opponent opposes the legalisation of marijuana. Let's see what that does. Okay, how are we doing in the polls? Oh, he's pulled ahead even more. It's not going well so far. But still plenty of time. We're only on week 5 of 21. Electoral votes. What else is there? What's over here? Minnesota. Let's go there. It's neck and neck, and it's got 10 votes, so it's quite a good state to get. We'll give a speech again. Farming subsidies in popular here. Give it about that. And as you can see now, we have operatives. And operatives you get based on your political capital, and you've got various operatives that do different things. I'm not going to get these two guys because that's not the type of campaign I'm going to run. But speechwriter is always important, so we'll hire him. And he'll just make our speeches more effective. And that'll be the end of the turn. Yeah, that's the end of the turn. And this is the news I was mentioning about. It gives an update of what's happened during the week. And kind of some information regarding what's happened in that week, like a summary. You can click back to previous weeks. And you get these every so often. So this is saying that 6 weeks in, Sanders takes an early lead. And you can get the news from up here as well if you so wish. I don't tend to take much note of that, to be honest. So let's see how Florida's doing. Florida's still neck and neck. Although we're 4 points ahead. See, just by going there, our percentage went up because the voters obviously want to feel that their state's important. So the more your candidate visits the state, it can help boost your polling numbers. We are now 8 points up. I've seen 8 points disappear in Florida quite easily, so we need to keep plugging away in Florida. So we'll give a speech. Social Security looks a good one for the people in Florida. And 3 points. So now we've got a good we're a good way ahead, 52% to 38%. The only time it's not really worth visiting a state when the undecided voters are down to like 1% or even 0, because really whatever you say, all the voters have made up their mind, so you're not going to sway them either way. So once you get to a state that's down into 1-2% undecided and you're, say, 6 points ahead or 6 points behind, then there's no point visiting that state. But apart from that, these key swing states are important. Texas looks okay. Let's have a look at Alaska, and we've got, of course, Hawaii. Let's give Hawaii a visit. We can't go there yet because we haven't got enough stamina, but we can get an endorsement. And like I said, these are important. There are various organisations who will endorse your candidate. The ones in red are the ones that will favour the Republicans. The ones in blue, the ones that will favour the Democrats. Always go for the ones that would favour your party first. Not much chance of winning the National Civil Liberties Union if you're a Republican, but you have got a good chance of getting the National Gun Owners Association if you're a Republican. So we'll click on that and win the endorsement, and we've won their endorsement. And these endorsements do make a big difference. So a quick look at the polls again, and you see it swung again. Now we're on 336 and Bernie's on 202, so we would be president. So it's not over till the fat lazy sings, as they say, especially at this early stage. Okay, let's get this political opportunity. It's in Tennessee, and I know where Tennessee is, so let's get there. And this is what you get. You do get negative ones as well, but this is a positive one. Hollywood friend, and he will move to whatever backwater state is deemed necessary to assist Donald Trump in the election, and will raise awareness. So he'd be a good one to go to a state where people aren't aware. And if you zoom in, you can see him, and you click on him. And where shall we send him? Where aren't we that aware? We'll send him over here. So click on him, right click, and off he goes. Okay, our home state is New York, and we are neck and neck, which isn't good, so let's fly over there. I'll click on Donald again. And you can upgrade your HQs and stuff. So we had a campaign headquarters here. You can upgrade it, which improves its effectiveness. And while we're here, we might as well upgrade it again. We've got loads of money. Who's this guy here? Yeah, and he's improving your awareness in New York because of your campaign headquarters. That's the end of that turn. So we'll create an ad in New York because we should be well ahead. It's our home state. Support for Israel is popular again. Bernie's won an endorsement, but we can get an operative. So who should we get? A consultant. And she raises our awareness again. Spin doctor. Let's go for an advertisement guru. And we'll stick him in Florida because we're going to be advertising down there and help reduce our costs. We'll give a speech. ISIS. And I'll switch these help menus off now, I think. I might as well do a touch of fundraising. That's about all we can do. And we won a lot compared to the last time we've done it. We won $272,000 raised. And let's see how we're doing in the polls. See, swung again. Now Bernie's ahead. Not by much, but we were like on 300 and something not that long ago. And that's the end of the turn. And this is another feature you get. You can be interviewed, and we've been offered the opportunity to be interviewed in 60 seconds. We've got to go to Oklahoma to get it. And this is the icon for interviews. So click on Donald, right click on the state. And you get some information about the show. I will select yes. And you get like the introduction, and then he asks you a couple of questions. Our nation has suffered a number of high-profile mass shootings in the past few years. What would you do about this? Next. And you have your options. And this isn't what he's going to say, but it's something I strongly believe in. And when I started this game, I thought I'm not going to be political, but on this I am, and I'm going to say that Americans need more gun control, and if it affects my ratings, so be it. And that was popular in that state. Obviously, how the audience takes it very much varies from state to state and the makeup of the population in that state. The Keystone XL pipeline has run into repeated roadblocks. As president, would you work to clear those roadblocks or stop the pipeline completely? I'm going to go for support. And that was popular again. And that's the end of the interview. You only get a couple of questions. And then you kind of get a paper front page that kind of says how you've done. Now that's done, let's get on with the election. How we're doing this state? We're up it, so let's do a speech. A strong military seems popular here. So that's given us a nice boost, and we're now going into week 10. And as we're at the halfway point, we can choose a running mate. And of course, a running mate is somebody who would become the vice president were you successfully elected. So as we're a Republican, our running mate is also going to be a Republican. And again, you can set up a custom character if you've done that previously. We haven't. This is going to have to be a pre-made one. And there's various different candidates, again, some known, some unknown, especially for someone like me who lives in the UK. I'm going to go for... I'm liking the look of Marco. So we'll go for Marco. Do you want to be the Vice President, Marco? Yes, you do. Of course you do. And all our running mate basically does, he improves our awareness. So we find a state that we're not that aware in. Probably somewhere over here. Which, yeah, it's neck and neck on awareness in Wyoming, so we'll just send him over there. To be honest, I don't use him that much. Let's have a look at the polling data. It needs a bit of work in Texas, I think. So let's click on good old Donald and go to Texas. We'll upgrade our HQ. We'll give a speech about ISIS again. Ooh, what's that booing for? Hello? Okay, let's head off to Oklahoma. And by the looks of it, we're quite a bit ahead. But let's go to Oklahoma, which is only the next state along. A movie director decided to slum for a while in the world of political adverts. Okay, so it halves the cost of ad creation in the target state for you. So where is he? Where's he gone? Where's that? Where's my director guy? Is that him? I've lost him. Where are you, Mr. Director? Because you ain't in that state. Don't know. He's disappeared. Hopefully we'll find him soon. Let's win an endorsement. Let's go for the Tea Party. They're quite important. I would really love to know where the political director is. Is this him here? No. Okay. Right, let's move our Hollywood friend down to New Mexico. Let's move him into Texas. And Donald can go to Colorado. Come on, Donald. And we will do an outreach centre there, I think. We will do a TV ad regarding a strong military. And do we need any of these operatives? Ads become more effective with a fashion consultant, so he will be useful. And that's the end of the turn. Moving into week 12. Getting close to the end now. How are we doing? Bernie's won a endorsement. Let's have another look at Florida. He's well ahead of us in awareness, isn't he? I'm going to pop down to Florida again. And we'll just give a speech. We won't run any ads. Don't overdo the ads. Do a speech about social security. New Mexico. Let's go to Alaska. Sometimes it's easy just to give a speech. Make them feel like they feel loved by your candidate. California, as I said before, no point. Oregon, Utah. Oregon's worth a visit. What's their money like? Not really worth doing any fundraising there. We'll run an ad here. Marijuana being legalised is a good issue in this state. Political opportunity, Colorado, so let's get there. I think Bernie's going to beat us. No! Doubles awareness gains in target state. Where is she? Where are all these people going? She's disappeared as well. Usually they just pop up next to you in the state. I have no idea where all these people are going. Oh, is that her? No, it's my Hollywood friend. Not got a clue. They're hiding from me. New York. See, he's got more. Yeah, we've got 100% awareness in New York. I was reading the wrong way round last time. What's these little states up here? Maine. Are we worth? Democrats tend to win this part of the United States anyhow, but Vermont, Rhode Island, New Jersey's probably an important one. 14 votes. Let's take. Oh, there they are. Now I know what you to do with them. I've just noticed them. Now I remember. I've seen this before. So here's our Hollywood director. And you right click on him and just drag, and then click on him and then click on the state you want him to go to. So we'll send her. We'll send her to New. Send her to there. I found them at last. They couldn't hide for long. So where's Donald? Where were we sending him? We were going to send him to New Jersey, weren't we? Got a bit sidetracked there. So we will give a speech about ISIS. We'll build an outreach centre because I want to get a couple more endorsements. And we have one now, and we'll go for the Christian Confederation. How we're doing in the polls. That's good. 373 versus 165. Way ahead in the popular vote as well. 34 million compared to almost 43 million. He's not spent no political clout. We spent 15, so we are spending much more in operatives and endorsements than he is. Maybe that's making a difference. That's the end of that turn. Another interview chance in South Dakota, which again, my geography is going to embarrass me because I have no idea where that is. I probably should have spent a bit more time looking at the maps of the United States. There it is. That's North Dakota, so this must be South Dakota. Yes, we do. Some filthy left-wing states now have legal marijuana. There are now visible stink lines coming off these places. What are you going to do about it? We've got to follow what I've campaigned on, so it's mostly harmless. And that wasn't popular in that state. I can't really go back on what I've been saying in all these states that want legalised marijuana. The deficit is getting ridiculous. Our grandkids are going to end up having to pay for all the spending. What are you going to do if you're the president? This is something Donald would say in real life, isn't it? Debtors' prisons, so we'll go with that. And yeah. Not the best interview in the world. Let's hope it hasn't killed my polling too much. He's gone up a bit, I've gone down a bit, but still way ahead. Is it worth doing anything here while we're up here? No, miles ahead. No. No. Let's have a look at the polling map. Let's go down to New Mexico. We'll just do an ad here, I think. And stick an outreach centre there, and that'll be the end of the term. And we're still steamrolling ahead according to that newspaper. So we're into week 16. And I'm pulling nicely ahead in the popular vote and also in the electoral college votes. So at the moment it looks like it's ours to lose. North Carolina looks like a good place to go. 15 votes and we're only 3 points behind. So we will give a speech on ISIS. We'll stick an outreach centre there. And I can get some more operatives, but maybe a PR consultant. Let's try him. How we're doing in Florida. That's good. And this is what I was saying earlier on about when you get down to like these low numbers of undecided voters, they're only 4%. We're 57% of the vote. Bernie's got 39. So don't forget about that state, especially an important one like Florida. But even if he got these 4% of undecided voters, he's still going behind us. So we haven't got to worry too much about it. We just need to keep an eye on it. Check some of these, our voters don't either swing into this column or his column. But at the moment, Florida's looking good. We're down to week 17. So it's coming towards the end of the campaign. Ohio. I think we'll probably concentrate on this area for the next couple of weeks. So now TV ad, high impact. Going to be ISIS again. It seems to be the only thing that is popular across the board in the state. Get an endorsement. We'll get the last one we can, or last but one we can get. So one more endorsement to get. We'll give a speech. Political opportunity in get the teeth back in. Louis, I can't say it. We've got another cheerleader. Louisiana. I finally managed to say it. Where should we stick her? Our awareness is pretty good everywhere, isn't it? For the sake of it, we'll stick her in California. We're going to lose there, but it might help a little bit. Where are we losing out? What state's this? Nevada. Yeah, let's go there. So click on Donald. We'll give a speech. Reducing unemployment, always popular issue. And that's given us a really good boost. Should we do an ad there? Yeah, let's do a TV ad there. 2 weeks to go. The final push. Miles ahead in the polls. Miles ahead in the popular vote. Spent more money than him. Spent more political capital and PR clout. But whatever we're doing is working because we're going well. Missouri, let's pop over there. We'll do a TV ad. We want high impact things. This late in the campaign. We'll get this last endorsement. We'll give a speech. Again, a nice boost in our polls in that state. Into week 20, Bernie's won a endorsement. Is that too little too late? We're 10 points ahead now in the popular vote. How's Florida going? Still miles ahead. Let's pop up to here. Let's go give a speech. I'm not even going to worry about an ad. That's how confident I am. Let's end this turn. He's won another endorsement. We have 1 week left. Where are we going to concentrate? He's winning New York. That's worrying. That's our home state. Yeah, we'll do both an ad and a speech. And we can do no more. It's the end of the campaign. Let's have a look where things stand before we see what the actual results are. 50% of the popular vote going for Donald compared to 42% for Berners, with 8% undecided. Did I just call him Bernard? Bernie. Sorry, Bernie. Got your name wrong. Way ahead in electoral college votes. Easily become president if this is anywhere close to being right. 372 versus 166. But now it's time for voters to see if all our information and work is for nothing or not. So it just basically goes through each state by state. That's good. Red up there, red there. These typically tend to go for the Democrats, so it's a good start. How's New York going to turn? Oh, it went red, that's good. We've got Florida. Less than 70 needed now to be president. It's not looking good for Bernie. And that's it. We're president. It's really now a matter of how much we're going to get ahead of Bernie. Is it going to be a landslide? It's looking that way. He will win California, of course. 7 votes to go. So Donald Trump will be the next president of the United States, and doesn't he look happy about it? You get a bit of information, how he got there, spent more money. You can view the exit polls, over 10 million ahead in the popular vote. Again, this are all the issues and how we did on them. The map, and it's a sea of red, just the odd blue state, so it really was a landslide in the end. So you can discuss in the comments maybe if you think that Donald Trump being the next president would be a good thing, but we've got him there. In the next video I'll probably play as a Democrat and see if we can turn the tables on Republicans. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you very soon with the next video. Till then, take care and bye for now.